Sam Lane.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for watching us here at the National Storm Channel, coming to you live from the studios and streaming to you from Facebook as well as several other platforms. Right now, this evening, we have mostly fair skies across northeastern Oklahoma. It was a hot one out there, and I'll show you how hot in just a moment, but nothing really going on radar. The only storms that are going on that are severe right now are actually at the nation's capital right now, and we're not expecting any storm development for this evening. How hot was it today? It was hot. Temperatures well over 100 degrees in several locations. In fact, the hot spot today was out in Hooker, Oklahoma, with 108 today, 105 down in Hollis County, 105 also down in southern Tillman County. Even got close to 100 in Tulsa. Actually, at the official airport, they had 100 degrees for the high, but the Mesonet, only about a mile or two west of the airport, made it up to 99. So basically, we touched 100 in Tulsa, 102 down in Hectorville, 101 in Okmulgee, 102 in Eufaula. Hot spot in our region was Tallahena with 104 this afternoon, 99 over there in Worcester. It was in the lower 90s, or well, mid 90s over in eastern Oklahoma with Miami, Jay, and Westville, all with a high of 94 degrees this afternoon. And if you take a factor in and add in the humidity, the hot spot across the entire state today were two places, Burbank and Porter, with it feeling like 116 this afternoon in those two locations. Even in Tulsa, it felt like 112, 113 in Bixby, 111 in Eufaula, 113 down in Tallahena, 114 over there in Sallisaw, even Gore and Webbers Falls, 116 as well. So those three spots, Webbers Falls, Porter, and Burbank today, were absolutely scorching hot when you factored in the humidity levels. And if you take a look at temperatures right now, we are looking at readings pretty much in the 80s across the area, close to 90, still at this hour in Tulsa with 89, 86 in Eufaula, 88 in McAllister. It is in the 90s still out in western Oklahoma with Fairview checking in with 92, 90 up in Harper County with Buffalo checking in with that, and of course the Hobart area also checking in with 90 degrees. And dew points, yeah, they're still very muggy up there in the upper 70s in many locations. Miami with the dew point is 78 right now, feeling pretty uncomfortable. 77 over in Worcester, 75 over in Oilton, 77 in Bixby right now, and 76 degrees up there in Skiatook. Meanwhile, out towards the west, it is drier, so the heat is a little bit more tolerable out there with those dew points a little bit lower. And when you look at the heat index right now, it feels like 100 still at this hour in Tulsa. 97 down in Gore, 93 in Eufaula, as well as Stigler. Meanwhile, up in Veneta, it feels like 86, 98 up in Medford. So it's still feeling pretty warm out there right now. As a result, we're under an excessive heat warning for most of northeastern Oklahoma, parts of western Arkansas. The only counties in eastern Oklahoma not in the excessive heat warning, but they are in a heat advisory. So pretty close to that. That's Ottawa, Delaware, Cherokee, and the Adair counties. But a large chunk of our area is under that excessive heat warnings over the next 24 hours. But there is some relief in sight, and we'll get to that in just a few moments. In fact, if you are going to be out tomorrow, stay hydrated, take breaks, stay in the shade if possible. And of course, if you are inside, be sure to check on the elderly, the sick, and those without air conditioning. And of course, never ever leave your children or pets in a vehicle in this type of weather. And if you're going to be outdoors tomorrow, just take it easy. Don't have a lot of strenuous activity. And by all means, stay hydrated, because that will certainly help things out. All right, satellite view shows just some high clouds spilling in from the west from some storms that were developing out in the Panhandle earlier today. You can see that on the satellite. They're starting to weaken now. Once the sun goes down, a lot of this starts to dissipate. One storm also in the Texas Panhandle, also some scattered storms in eastern New Mexico this afternoon, but again, once the sun goes down, that starts to go away as well. And also some scattered storms along the Louisiana coastline in and around Alexandria right now, some storms blowing up there. But that's about it. Nothing really going on in our local area. I'll be back with your complete forecast in just a second, so you want to stay tuned.
Are you facing a felony, DUI charge or another misdemeanor? What about an adoption, paternity, divorce, or guardianship case? Do you need help writing a will or setting up a trust? Need representation before tribal court? Have you been injured at work, hurt in a car wreck, or due to someone else's negligence? Contact Wagner and Lynch today to set up a free initial consultation. Wagner and Lynch are conveniently located in McAllister and Wilburton. Call today at 918-421-8843. That's 918-421-8843.
Welcome back. Your lows tonight, not very low. Around upper 70s in Tulsa with 78, 77 in Okmulgee as well as Tallahena. A little bit cooler in Eufaula and McAllister with 76. But meanwhile, out towards the west, a low of around 81 in Enid, 79 in Kingfisher, 77 over in Chickasha. A little bit cooler up to the north in Bartlesville and Coffeyville as well with a low of 75. Then tomorrow, temperatures once again close to the century mark. I went with 98 in Tulsa. Wouldn't be surprised if we hit 100, but 98 tomorrow with a little bit maybe in the way of cloudiness. 95 in Okmulgee, 99 in Eufaula, 93 in Tallahena. Meanwhile, out towards the west, it will certainly be over 100 with 102 in Ponca City, Enid, and Oklahoma City, 103 in Kingfisher and in Chickasha, 99 in Ada, and also a little bit cooler up towards the north in Miami with 93 and Coffeyville as well, and 91 over in Fayetteville. So there is some relief in sight beyond this forecast. Then tomorrow night, again, lows in the upper 70s to around 80 here in Tulsa with 78, also 78 in Seminole and Ada, 73 in Tallahena, Poto, and in Fort Smith. And if we take a look at the forecast map, you see that we are expecting scattered showers and thunderstorms to be a possibility along this boundary as it continues to hang into our area. And as we go through the forecast, you'll see that on Wednesday, the front is going to be shoved a little bit further to the south with a little bit of cooler air dropping in from the north will also increase the clouds and chance of precipitation. Then on Thursday, the front is back in our area with again scattered afternoon showers and thunderstorms possible along this boundary, helping things a little bit as far as the temperatures. Then on Friday, it slips again a little bit further to the south, but again a pretty good chance of showers and storms, especially south, and that continues into your Saturday, especially in western Arkansas and eastern Oklahoma, with scattered storms possible on Saturday afternoon. Then by Sunday, it starts to move a little bit further away from us over into Arkansas and Mississippi, with drier air starting to take back over. But I don't think we'll see the hundreds come back once that system starts to move out of the picture. And if you take a look at the 7-day forecast, this is what it looks like. 98 tomorrow, possibly 100, with a 20% chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon, mainly up to the north and east. Then on Wednesday, 30% chance of storms late Wednesday into Thursday with a high of 95. So Thursday will cool it down to 92 with a pretty good chance of scattered showers and storms. And then on Friday, 86 for your high, feeling a lot more comfortable with easterly winds, and the storms will mainly be down to the south with a 30% coverage there. Then on Saturday, again, 30% chance of storms mainly in the east with a high of 89. Then on Sunday, 90, and then we creep back up a little bit as we head towards Monday, but then another chance of storms Monday, especially in the afternoon and evening hours. That's a look at the forecast for the next 7 days. But if you're heading out to the lakes, they're in better shape. We're starting to see them rise just a little bit on a few of them. Kaw right now is just under 4 feet above normal. Skiatook's right at normal. Keystone is at 5.1. Oologah is at 4.1. Copan's basically right at normal too. The only lake that's below normal right now is Lake Thunderbird at almost a foot below. Tenkiller still kind of high there at 10 feet. Not sure what's going on with Tenkiller as to why they continue to stay at 10 feet, but that's where they are right now. All right, here's a look at the tropics. You can see that in the tropics, really not a whole lot going on. You can see some scattered storms across Cuba and the Hispaniola, also northeastern Gulf of Mexico, but also notice this area right here, just near the Yucatan Peninsula. You can kind of see a little bit of a spin here. This is a mid-level low, and fortunately it's coming across land, because if it was stayed out over the water, this could have actually had a chance to develop down to the surface, and then we would have had a tropical system. But right now it's moving on land, and if it holds together, it moves into the Bay of Campeche. That may be something we have to watch out for, but other than that, really not a whole lot going on all the way down into the central Atlantic. Just a few scattered storms now off the African coast. Okay, now I wanted to show you the temperature forecast for the period the 27th through September 2nd. Look at this, way below normal temperatures expected during that period of time. So we are going to be moving into a cooler period. It's just that we have to get over the next week, and then once this week is over, we should start to see some improvement as far as temperatures go. And then if we take a look at the precip, let's look at the precip real quick. I wanted to show you that. as we are also expecting above normal rainfall during that same period of time from the 27th of August through September 2nd. So some cooler and wetter weather is headed our way. We just have to get through the next week or so before we start to see that. All right, that's a look at your forecast. Thanks for joining us tonight. Be sure to be checked back with us again tomorrow at 6 o'clock, where we'll have another update for you then at that time on the Daily Weather Briefing. Have a great evening.
Oklahoma weather. We know it can change in an instant. Get your weather from a real Oklahoma weather authority. Sam Lane is a third-generation Oklahoman. Like and share us on Facebook and on Twitter. All weather, all Oklahoman. Sam Lane is Oklahoma's weather authority.